Happy Friday. I hope everybody's doing good. It's your girl Sika just popping around briefly. And then I have to go get on with the rest of the day. So I hope you're doing good. Fabulous Friday to everybody. There's a story of a man who worked hard for many years. And luckily for him, he won the American lottery and traveled to America to start a life. Before leaving, he had a girlfriend, and after going abroad, working so hard, saving up some money, he didn't forget the love of his life. Went back home, brought this woman to come live with him in America as husband and wife. This young lady was a little bit more educated than the guy was on the face of it. And it seems as if she felt that because the guy wasn't as educated as she was, that somehow he wasn't good enough for her. So she kept quiet. They got married. They came to live abroad in America and having the time of their life, it seemed. It takes a lot of money and a lot of investment for somebody to make that kind of a sacrifice to bring you as a spouse on a spousal visa or whatever to come and live with them. It's not that easy. But anyway, she came to live with him. She also found a job. The pair of them were working together. After a couple of years, she felt that the husband was treating her harshly. He doesn't talk to her nicely. He's always demanding money off of what she makes from what she does as contribution to the home. And always reminding her that if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't live in America. I sacrificed so much for you. And you have to show gratitude. You have to give me money back for all the sacrifices that I made. And she got tired of it. She went to seek advice from external parties. And she just decided that she didn't want the marriage anymore. And she left. She started dating somebody else, also in America, that she thought was her kind of guy in her class. Somebody that was as educated as she was, and the two of them could relate to each other. But unfortunately, this other guy that she was with or seeing was not documented in America. This really infuriated the husband who had sacrificed everything, made all the sacrifices to bring her abroad. And that moment of rage and anger got the better of him. So one day, he followed them around because he had come to study them to see what the two of them did together, and found the two of them at a particular place, having fun and enjoying themselves. The husband then approached them and asked to see the wife. And as soon as she came out of a vehicle, trying to get home to get ready to go to work, where the new boyfriend was also a witness, this moment of rage, because the man was just thinking about everything that he had done, all the sacrifices he had made in order to bring this girl abroad, got in his car, went over the lawns that the girl was walking in, approaching the house, knocked her over in his car, and kept running over her multiple times until she lost her life. This is a story that trended on social media for a long time. Yeah, it may have happened some time back, but the lessons from that story are as relevant now as they were back then. There's so many people that have contacted me back door with stories very similar to this. A man lives with his girlfriend in Africa. The man travels abroad, doesn't forget that he had a love of his life there. He works so hard, has to save money, involve legal teams, whatever. And through all those things, finally brings the spouse, the wife, to come and live with him. He goes to work. The woman is at home, supposedly cooking. They seem fantastic. Everything is going well. All this time, the wife had a secret boyfriend living in a different province right here in Canada. And the whole time that she was married to the first guy, she was still chatting to that boyfriend of hers. Oh, leave that foolish man. You know, when he brings me here, you know, we'll meet up and we'll do our thing. So these people were living in Ontario. The boyfriend was living in BC, British Columbia. And then one day, the man goes to work. Okay, baby, I'll see you later. Yeah. He comes back to an empty, pitch black house in the middle of winter. Where's my wife gone? Calls security services in a panic, looking, chasing, looking for the wife. Nothing to be found. All this time, the boyfriend in BC had flown into Ontario and picked up this girl and taken her back to BC with him. After a few weeks, she finally calls the husband that brought her to Canada and says, I'm so sorry, but this marriage is not going to work. I don't feel the same way I felt towards you before. So, you know, let's call it a day. My boyfriend says I should ask you how much it cost you for you to bring me abroad so that we can pay you back. This man didn't say anything, kept quiet. Went to the authorities and told them, X was my wife. She came here because I was the spouse. That was the conduit that was used to bring her over from wherever she was from to Canada. She has left after just a few weeks because she doesn't care about the marriage anymore. She's not under my control anymore. So please send her back where I brought her from and let the other man go and do his own thing and bring her back too. The point I'm making for both stories here is that, you see, my sister, sometimes we do things that are inconceivable. You cannot take advantage of somebody's child, somebody's son, and expect to get away with it in this life. I have said this multiple times, that on the surface of this planet, there are rules and principles that govern this planet. If you do good, good will come back to you. If you have premeditated, evil, devilish intentions, you will pay a price for it too. She knew that she wasn't in love with the man. Woman number one knew that this guy is not my class. He's not educated. He's so embarrassing. He can't speak English. He can't do this. He can't. She knew she didn't love him. But just because he was a meal ticket, he was an opportunity to leave Africa to come abroad, she took advantage of that situation just to get abroad. And then when she got here, she finally realized this thing, nah, I don't feel it that much anymore. I found somebody who is my type of guy. Similarly, woman number two knew that she wasn't in love with man number two either. She had her own secret boyfriend. The question to ask is, if that secret boyfriend loved you that much, why isn't he the one making the sacrifice to bring you abroad himself? Why must you ride on somebody else's good intentions and goodwill to have something and think that you will not pay a price for the evil things that some of my sisters do? My brothers do it. My sisters do it too. They are just bad people all around. And it doesn't have anything to do with gender. Just people naturally, people normally, just not being good people. The evil that men do, it lives after them. When you think that you can take advantage of somebody's goodness, somebody's generosity, somebody's kind heart and goodwill, honey, you will pay a price for that. There's so many people walking around in Europe, Canada, the States, Australia, all kinds of places. You have tried everything, but your life is not putting together and you don't understand. Oh, it is my grandmothers and the witches in my family that are doing this to me, forgetting that it is your own actions that you're paying a price for. If you want to end up in this life with the happier outcomes, do good. Don't think evil about anybody. Don't try to be smart and outwit people on the face of it, because, my darling, I promise you, I guarantee you, you will pay a price for what you have done. So she came. Woman number 2 came to Canada. Yeah, she saw Canada, she saw Ontario and British Columbia. But guess what? She got sent back home. Because the husband who brought her says, well, she's left me. And she came here because of me. It was a spousal visa. We're not married anymore. She needs to go back and reapply and come on her own merits. Woman number 1 is 6 foot under because she didn't do what was right in the first place. You can't allow somebody to work all the hours God sent, save up money, get lawyers involved, go back home, get married, do everything that is necessary to bring you from wherever and bring you to America, USA, Canada, UK, Germany, Australia, wherever it is in the world, and then for you to use the back of your hand to say thank you to them. You don't do that. So the price that she paid was her very own life. Am I sitting here supporting what the husband did? Hell to the no. He shouldn't have done that, because now he's also behind bars, incarcerated. He may never see the light of day again. What was the point? What was the point? Some men do the same thing to sisters too. Some sisters go to Ghana, Nigeria, they find this man they're so smitten by. Yeah. Oh, he's such a lovely guy. This guy knows he doesn't love you. He doesn't want you. But he plays the part till you get to where he needs to get to. And then he bites where it hurts. A moment of rage ended this first man's life because now he's incarcerated. I get it, hon. It hurts when somebody takes advantage of you like that. It hurts. It's money down the drain. But also understand that the fact that bad people do things to good people doesn't mean that you have to go around mettering justice because you think that you are the one who should take things into your own hands. The Bible says, vengeance is mine, and I will repay. And trust me, he does. It takes time sometimes. It's annoying sometimes. It hurts because it's taking so long, and on the face of it, nothing is happening. Where is this God who says vengeance is mine and I will repay? But my darling, if you're patient enough and you focus on your own life that you have, seize the opportunities and move on with your life. My love, I promise you that when the time comes and karma visits, it is so fantastic. And you will sit back and watch this movie play out in your very eyes in real time. And you would say to yourself that I couldn't have done this any better than it was done. Don't take life into your own hands. Don't take any bull by any horns and try to punish anybody for anything. Just leave it to the universe to take charge of. If this man had just walked away, maybe today he would have met some other woman who truly loved him and wanted to make a life with him. Today he may be married with children, having his life and enjoying that. But a moment of rage, a moment of anger, I have to take my pound of flesh back, meant that he got into his car, drove over the lawn, drove over the wife back and forth, crushed her to the ground. And she's not alive anymore, just to get back at her. Yeah, she's 6 foot under, yes. But so are you, behind bars. And you may never come out again. What is the point? 2 lives completely taken. One behind bars that may never come out, and the other one 6 foot under. We're all going to go one day anyway. And it's money. I know money is blood. It hurts. I understand that. But justice is not yours to be had. Leave it to the heavens and the people that need to give punishment or payback to people who do evil things. That's not your job. In this life, there are always going to be good and bad people. That's just life. And at some point in your life, you're going to go through difficult situations. Because that's just life. And sometimes God allows certain things and people into our lives to teach us a lesson of life. Maybe that lesson for you is you're too trusting. And so I need to teach you that trust in me, your God alone, and not in humans. Because humans, the arm of flesh would always let you down. But I am the only person that you can trust in all situations. Don't take that as something and just disregard it. It's a lesson that you have to learn. God allows things to happen in our lives that we don't think we deserve. How can God be God and I be going through X situation or Y situation? Yeah, it was all part of the plan, sweetheart. Sometimes even we bring it upon ourselves and allow people to take advantage of us. We do that. Some of my brothers feel that they can't find good women abroad. The good women are living in Africa. They're living in Ghana, Nigeria, wherever. South Africa, Zimbabwe, Kenya, wherever you're from. There. But you forget that just as you have, evolved, they're also not just sitting there with their 2 hands and 10 fingers in between their legs. They have evolved too. So if you think you're just going to go bring some woman to come and live with you in Canada, in the States, wherever, so that they can become your maidservant and you treat them in this horrible type of way, my darling, you would find that it may have just been better off if you just met somebody just where you are and got married to them. It's not about the place that the person is positioned. Hello, my brother Choco, how are you doing? It's not about the place. It's about the person that they are, and the attitude that the person has. Understand that. There's no particular place that has good women versus not so good women. Let me tell you that. So this whole assertion that, if I go to Ghana and meet this amazing man or amazing woman, he's going to treat me right. It doesn't quite happen like that, sweetheart. It's not like that. It's not like that. That's the truth. There are good men and women right here in Canada. There are horrible ones too. And there are good men back in Ghana, Nigeria, Sudan, Kenya, wherever you're from. And there are bad ones too. Accept that and understand that. They're just good and bad people everywhere. And people take advantage of you or otherwise, based on their mindset and who they really are. There is really no art to tell the mind's construction in the face. Understand that. People are going to be good or they're not going to be good. It's just life. You can be married for 30 years. Have the most fantastic life. And one day your spouse says, I just don't feel the same way anymore. You're just going to have to accept that and jog on, my darling. Because that's just life. It happens to the best of us. But that does not mean that you have to take advantage of somebody else. Take them out of this planet. Remove them. Ride over them. Drive over them. Put stuff in their food. Whatever it is that people do to take other people's life because you're hurting. I get it. It costs a lot of money. Yeah, it takes a lot for somebody to work hard many years. It's -12 outside today. I get it. And it's going to get worse. In Calgary, sometimes it goes all the way into the 40s, minus in temperature. You can't even stand outside. And people are still having to go to work in that kind of temperature. So it's hard work for somebody to work for years to bring you abroad and for you to treat them like that. I get it. But nothing beats letting the heavens meter out justice to those who think they can get away with treating people in any horrible type of way. Not for you to do. Focus on your life. Thank God for every day and every situation. And look to him, or look up to him all the time. If we all wanted to meter out justice to everybody that's hurt us in this life, we won't all be able to fit here. That's the truth. But you leave the vengeance to the Lord for him to repay. Guys, I love you so much. And I hope that these stories really bring lesson points for us. And we can all elevate as a people and not allow our emotions to get the better of us in whatever we do. Think about what I've said. Don't take advantage of anybody's son or daughter. And don't meter out justice because you feel that it's your position and your right to do that. Think about what I've said. I love you so much. Happy Friday to everybody. It's your girl Seeker as usual. Bye.